It wouldn't be a Monday if Hoyo done f***ed up wasn't in my feed. But what did they do this time? Well, what didn't they do at this point? So the Notland trailer came out, and I did watch it. My honest reaction went something like this. Wow, so Notland teaser is here. Okay, so it's just a sports tournament instead of an actual war-ridden nation. Kinda lame, but I mean, the characters look nice at least. Oh, but wait, they're all white. Isn't this based off of a South America or Africa or something like that? Okay, I mean, it's normal Hoyoverse. What's new? Oh, so the Pyro Archon is Himiko, and she has no indication that she's belonging to a region representing South America or Africa? Whichever Notland is based off of, like, come on now. She looks cool and all, but I'm not impressed. Oh well, what can I expect from Hoyoverse? Well, I thought that my opinions wouldn't go anywhere, but a bit, and by a bit I mean a lot, of controversy was raised to these facts. A lot of voice actors for Hoyoverse are actually coming up and talking about this, and a lot of other content creators are talking about this, mainly on Twitter. It's a known fact that Hoyoverse prides themselves on bringing a quote-unquote unique cultural experience with each reason, but let's be real. That was a fucking lie. After what they did to Xinyan, I was slightly annoyed, but hey, she's a 4-star, right? So I guess that's understandable. After Sumeru, I was concerned. All of the characters that are getting released are just, you know, less and less of a variety, but that's okay, I guess. I mean, surely in Notland something would happen, so I was still slightly on board. But even before Notland, they solidly solidified their position on how they feel about any characters of color. After the release of Dia, yeah, I knew for a fact how Hoyo feels about certain skin tones. Now, I'll just preface this video by saying that I am a person of color. Dia was the most beloved thing to ever come out of Sumeru, and I made countless videos discussing her. Hell, the video on my channel currently that has the most views is about how Farina saved Dia. I made songs about her, I sung a duet with my wife, and I was really hoping that things would change for her, but nothing did. I put so much effort into the whole fix Dia thing that I actually was very burnt out from Genshin for a while and had to slow down on the content creation. So I accepted the fact that Hoyo had no love for her, and they never will. It's crazy to be demoted to not only a standard character, but also have your kit completely destroyed. What they did to Dia was unprecedented. This did not happen in Fontaine, nor did it ever happen in any other region. Now, the only character that got added to standard banner was Tikanari because he was Dendro. That's why he was added to the standard banner. They really had a vendetta against Dia, and I'd seriously like to know why they wanted her to fail so bad. Anyway, I do believe that for a game that is inspired by cultures, it is incredibly disingenuous to take on every aspect of culture except for the skin color of the characters. I know that this next fact may be grasping at straws, but we did actually completely annihilate a race of Eremites whom are all of a darker skin color. Literally, there's a quest where we literally completely kill everyone in the village. It's kind of crazy. Now, a major issue of concern though is how toxic this community can be. For the first few days of people voicing how they want more representation in this game, especially for a game focused on culture, is that this is only coming from the Western audience or Americans asking for representation. And it's only a game, so you shouldn't care about those things. I'm going to be direct and say that that shallow, closed-minded way of speaking is just simply ignorant, because what you're saying is these people who have these concerns don't deserve to voice their opinions. I'm really tired of all people with closed views about concepts. What you should do is focus on having a conversation or a debate about the matter and learn to actually understand why people have this opinion instead of just judging and shutting people down. That's like someone saying, you know, I don't like this sandwich shop because they don't have tomatoes. Fuck you! Why do you need tomatoes on your sandwich? Lettuce all the way, man! Bro, I just like tomatoes. What's wrong with that? Anyway, as a community, we should strive to understand one another, not judge as soon as someone says something that we don't like. There are such things as conversational debates where both sides learn a little bit about each other but still keep their same views at the end of the day, or you'll maybe change your views on the matter and actually see things from the other side. It's a little thing that I like to call empathy, which a lot of people online just don't have. Well, apparently over 30k people actually agree with the fact that there's not enough cultural representation in this game, so you can't say that the issue doesn't exist. If you aren't a person of color, then maybe you don't understand how people feel about this. I can't really explain it any other way, and it just doesn't make sense why people can't understand why this is important to some people. Like, to be honest, if they didn't want to face this problem, then they shouldn't have dug their own hole by basing their game off of specific parts of the world. They represented China beautifully. They represented Japan beautifully. But what about the places where there's actually people of color? They did this to themselves, so they're going to have to own up to it. If you look at all of the characters that have a hint of skin color, you begin to notice a pattern. None of them are particularly good. Sino is by all means the best of the bunch, but even he isn't without flaws. Especially the girls. All of the girls who have a hint of skin color are just genuinely bad, especially at C0. All of them getting a little better when you get to C6, but Xinyan's kind of unsavable at this point. So you can sign the petition to bring some awareness to this fact, but again, it's sad to say that even if this petition got 1 billion signatures, I doubt Hoyoverse would do anything about it. Hoyo has learned that if they stay silent, then the issue will eventually go away. The only way to actually make a difference is if you do this here right now. Hey, you watching right now, go to your game, uninstall Hoyoverse, and stop playing. If every, and I mean every person playing Genshin Impact at the exact same time, no one logs in for days, then maybe, just maybe, Hoyoverse will come down from the tower and see, hey, why isn't anyone actually playing the game? But until that happens, they probably aren't even aware of any concerns that are happening, and even if they are, they'll just ignore it. This is an even smaller problem because the only chance that we have for any sort of change is if China got involved, but even then, that was useless, as the whole 3 pulls for 3 years thing didn't really get that far after all. So, while the optimistic side of me wants Hoyo to listen to their community and make the appropriate changes, I fear that the ship has sailed. They've already released a teaser, and you know how Hoyo feels about fixing their mistakes. They don't. They ignore it. The point of this video is just to make you all aware of the situation and why people deserve to have an opinion about the game. Please do not attack other players or judge them for simply stating why they feel a certain way about things. It's horrendous just how fucked things are as a whole, with a whole representation across all platforms of all media. So let people say their piece and be civil about it. It doesn't matter if it is a game, and it doesn't matter if you don't care about it. If you don't care about it, then you don't even need to leave your opinion about it, especially if it's negative. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the issue. Please be civil. We are all humans here. Let's just get along, and you could talk about this peacefully. Understand one another. I can't believe I'm preaching about people and grown adults to actually just communicate effectively. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Void Enigma, and until next time, Enigma out.